We are outside the map, and today we're sharing everything we know about Bordeaux, the world capital of wine, a vibrant and modern city. We'll give you useful information for planning your trip to this amazing city, whose historic center is listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Bordeaux is also famous for being at the heart of one of the most important wine regions in the world. In the coming days, we'll be uploading a video where we'll explore its wines and the flavors of the region. We suggest subscribing to our channel so you get a notification every time we upload a new video. And at the same time, you'll be helping us grow. Bordeaux is known for its elegant 18th century architecture. During that time, the city experienced its golden age thanks to trade, especially wine, and underwent major urban transformation. Wide avenues, majestic neoclassical buildings, and large squares were built, mimicking the modernization style that Baron Haussmann would later apply in 19th century Paris. That's why Bordeaux is also known as Little Paris. Bordeaux is the capital of Nouvelle-Aquitaine. It is located in southwestern France on the banks of the Garonne River, about 50 kilometers from the Atlantic Ocean and roughly 600 kilometers southwest of Paris. It's strategically located, close to the Atlantic coast, surrounded by an important wine-producing region, and not far from the Pyrenees and the Spanish border. In 2 or 3 days, it's possible to fully explore the city. But if you're interested in visiting the Cité du Vin and discovering the city at a slower pace, we recommend adding at least one more day to your itinerary. That said, we believe it's possible to see all the must-see spots in a single day. So stay tuned for our upcoming videos. We'll also be releasing one on how to visit Bordeaux in just 1 day. Don't miss it. Bordeaux offers the Bordeaux Metropole City Pass. It's available for 24, 48, or 72 consecutive hours and includes access to the Cité du Vin, Bassin des Lumières, unlimited tram and bus rides, 15 museums and monuments, and 1 guided tour of your choice in Bordeaux. The 24-hour pass costs €35, the 48-hour version costs €45, and the 72-hour version costs €52. The pass is activated with your first use of any included activity, and its duration is automatically counted from that point. The City Pass also includes various discounts, which we recommend checking out on the official website linked in the description, www.bordeauxcitypass.com. We also suggest stopping by the city's tourist office, where you can purchase the pass and get plenty of additional information. Bordeaux, founded in the 3rd century BC by the Celtic tribe Bituriges Vivici, began its history under the name Burdigala, but it was during the Roman Empire that the city truly flourished, becoming a key trading port thanks to its strategic location on the banks of the Garonne River. However, after the fall of the Roman Empire, Bordeaux suffered several invasions and plundering, falling into decline. Nevertheless, it regained strength during the Middle Ages, becoming an important commercial and cultural hub. In 1152, with the marriage of Eleanor of Aquitaine and Henry II of England, Bordeaux came under English rule, giving a crucial boost to the trade of the region's prestigious wine with the British Isles. This relationship lasted until the end of the 100 Years' War in 1453, when the city finally returned to French control. The 17th and 18th centuries marked Bordeaux's golden age. During this time, the city flourished thanks to the colonial trade of wine, sugar, and slaves. This wealth fueled an architectural transformation, with the construction of majestic neoclassical buildings, many of which remain Bordeaux's signature today. In more recent times, Bordeaux has undergone a deep renewal. Its historic beauty has merged with modernity, turning the city into a world-renowned cultural, academic, and wine capital. Since 2007, almost the entire city center of Bordeaux has been listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Indeed, the Port of the Moon is an exceptional urban and architectural ensemble and a true jewel of the Enlightenment era. Join us on this journey through the French city with the most protected buildings after Paris. Place des Quinconces. Place des Quinconces is one of the largest squares in France. It features statues, fountains, and 2 large columns decorated with ships, symbolizing trade and navigation. You'll also find statues of the philosophers Montaigne and Montesquieu, as well as a grand monument honoring the Girondins, whom we'll talk about shortly. The square was created in the early 19th century, on the site where, after the end of the 100 Years' War, King Charles VII of France ordered the construction of the Château Trompette, to assert his authority over the city and protect it against a possible new British offensive. Monument to the Girondins. It is a monument in memory of the Girondin deputies, a group of moderate politicians who, during the French Revolution, defended liberty and progress, but opposed the more radical methods. Although they held significant power at first, they were later persecuted, and many were executed during the Jacobin Reign of Terror. The monument features bronze fountains and a 41-meter-high column crowned by a Statue of Liberty breaking her chains. Place de la Bourse and the Water Mirror. Place de la Bourse is a former royal square built by administrators, Boucher and Tourny. This grand ensemble is a perfect example of the golden age experienced by the port of Bordeaux in the 18th century. The statue of Louis XV, torn down during the French Revolution, was replaced by the Fountain of the Three Graces. The water mirror, located in front of Place de la Bourse, is now a symbol of Bordeaux. Since 2006, the city has been home to the world's largest water mirror. It alternates between mirror and mist effects, playing with the panoramic view of the square. Place de la Victoire. Place de la Victoire is a landmark of student life in Bordeaux. The former Faculty of Medicine, the many bars and cafes, the Porte d'Aquitaine, the end of Rue Sainte-Catherine, and one side of the Marché des Capucins make it a lively gathering place all year round. Rue and Promenade Sainte-Catherine. Rue Sainte-Catherine, the oldest and longest fully pedestrian street, is a must-see for any tourist visiting Bordeaux. With shops and department stores in the north and student life in the south, this street stretches from Place de la Comédie, in front of the Grand Théâtre de Bordeaux, to Place de la Victoire. It is one of the longest pedestrian streets in Europe, measuring 1.2 kilometers. Grand Théâtre. This majestic building, constructed during the reign of Louis XVI, is one of the most beautiful theaters of the 18th century. Its staircase served as a model for the architect of the Palais Garnier in Paris, and 12 stone statues crown its portico. Today, the Grand Théâtre is home to the Opéra National de Bordeaux. Sanna by Jaume Plensa. This work by artist Jaume Plensa represents a 7-meter-tall female figure made of cast iron. Installed in 2013 as part of an exhibition featuring 11 monumental pieces by the Catalan sculptor, it was acquired by an anonymous patron and will remain in Place de la Comédie until 2027. At the current location of Place de la Comédie, there once stood a Gallo-Roman temple dedicated to Tutela, the patron goddess of the city, which was then known as Burdigala. In 1780, the temple was replaced by the Grand Théâtre. Don't miss the famous city gates of Bordeaux. These majestic structures connect the present with the city's medieval and commercial past, and each one tells its own story. We recommend visiting the Porte Cailhau. Built in the 15th century, this gate was the main entrance to the city by the river, a defensive feature and royal gate that paid homage to King Charles VIII. It is named Cailhau after an old bourgeois family that lived in the area, or possibly after the pebbles, cailloux in French, that were used to ballast the ships that docked across the way after unloading their goods. It is possible to enter, and the entrance is included in the city pass. Grosse Cloche, Great Bell Tower. La Grosse Cloche is one of the oldest and most iconic monuments in Bordeaux. It is a large medieval gate with a massive bell that once marked the rhythms of the city, such as the start of harvests or serving as an alarm in case of fire. It was part of the old city walls and is now one of Bordeaux's most beloved symbols. Porte de Bourrgogne. It is another gate built in the 18th century on the site of the medieval gates, which at the time were considered outdated and obsolete. Inspired by a Roman triumphal arch, it is dedicated to the Duke of Burgundy, grandson of King Louis XV. Porte de Jaume and Place Gambetta. This gate has been the city's western entrance since Roman times and opens onto Place Gambetta, the official center of the city. Porte d'Aquitaine. Located at Place de la Victoire, this monumental 18th century gate marks the southern entrance to the historic center. In neoclassical style, it symbolizes Bordeaux's opening to the southwest of France. Porte de la Monnaie. Located along the Garonne River, this 18th century gate provided access to the district where coins were minted. Its sober and elegant architecture reflects the administrative and commercial role that this area of the city once held. Throughout the video, we'll recommend visiting many monuments or places located in the following neighborhoods, but don't hesitate to let yourself be carried away by the atmosphere of the city and stroll through its charming streets. We're referring to the Saint-Pierre and Saint-Paul neighborhoods. These neighborhoods make up the Old Town of Bordeaux and correspond to the 13th century city, which was once surrounded by imposing walls. The best way to explore them is by hopping from square to square. History lovers will appreciate the carved facades, while food enthusiasts will find excellent restaurants, cafes, and bars. Don't miss Les Chartrons District. The Chartrons District evokes the prosperous period of Bordeaux's great trade, located on the site of an old property of the Carthusian convent. Hence the name Chartrons. The area once housed a population of Anglo-Saxon, Scandinavian, German, and Irish merchants. They all built beautiful stone houses in the area. From the Pier des Chartrons, the remains of the sunken ships can be seen at low tide. These are the last remnants of the escape of the German soldiers from Bordeaux in August 1944, who decided to block the estuary to prevent the Allies from advancing up the river. They sank 204 ships, and the port remained impassable until 1949. A must-see in the city is the iconic Pont de Pierre. The Pont de Pierre was the first bridge built in Bordeaux under the initiative of Napoleon Bonaparte and is over 200 years old. It finally connected both banks of the Garonne River and was the only bridge in the city for many years. Hollow, made of brick despite its name, and featuring large old-fashioned lanterns, it is the perfect viewpoint to admire the beauty and regularity of the piers. Also noteworthy is the Pont Chaban-Delmas, an authentic architectural masterpiece. The Jacques Chaban-Delmas Bridge rises between its four pillars to allow the passage of large cruise ships that dock in the city center. At a height of 77 meters, it is the largest bascule bridge in Europe. Among the places of worship, we recommend the following: Catedral Saint-André Cathedral, the religious heart of the city and the seat of an ancient diocese, was built, remodeled, and demolished in many different periods. The bell tower is separated from the cathedral due to subsurface instability issues. The cathedral, with its beautiful Southern Gothic style, has witnessed and hosted two royal weddings, that of Eleanor and that of Louis XIII. Tour Pays Berland. It was necessary to build a separate bell tower from the cathedral in 1440 to prevent the vibrations from the bells from affecting the church's structure. We recommend climbing the 231 steps and admiring the city from the most beautiful viewpoint, 50 meters high. Entry is included in the City Pass. Otherwise, it costs €9, although it is free on the first Sunday of each month from November to March. Saint-Pierre Church. The Saint-Pierre Church in Bordeaux is a Gothic church built between the 13th and 15th centuries. It is located in the heart of the historic Saint-Pierre district. Its facade stands out for its architectural details and imposing portal. Over time, it has undergone various modifications, but it remains an important religious and cultural site in the city. Notre-Dame Church and Cour Mably. The Notre-Dame Church and Cour Mably are the only remnants of the Dominican monastery that was established in this district since the 13th century. Architect Pierre-Michel Duplessis designed its layout and facade inspired by the Church of the Gesù in Rome. Cour Mably and its chapter hall are timeless places where concerts, outdoor screenings, and exhibitions are held. In Place de Chapelet, where the Notre Dame Church is located, you will find a statue of Francisco de Goya, who spent his last 4 years of life in Bordeaux after the fall of the Bonapartist government in 19th century Spain. At that time, many Spaniards fled their country in successive waves of migration and sought refuge in southwestern France. Basilique Saint-Seurin. Starting in the 4th century, Christians settled on the site of a large Gallo-Roman necropolis, where they built an initial chapel around the tomb of their evangelizing saint, Seurin. This is why we could consider the Saint Severinus archaeological site as the birthplace of Christianity in Bordeaux. In 1910, archaeological excavations uncovered a vast Christian necropolis in front of the basilica, with overlapping burials dating from the 4th to the 18th century. The basilica, an important stop on the Camino de Santiago, is surrounded by mysterious legends. It is said that the tomb of Saint Seurin in the crypt has healing powers, and that the Knights Templar took refuge there, leaving secrets about the Holy Grail. There is also a story that the bells mysteriously ring at night, and that the reliefs on the Romanesque portal hide secret messages for pilgrims. Saint-Louis des Chartrons Church, completed in 1879 by architect Charles-Louis Brun. The St. Louis of Chartrons Church houses the most important symphonic organ in Aquitaine. Its two neo-Gothic towers reach a height of 58 meters, Basilica of Saint-Michel. In flamboyant Gothic style, this basilica is one of the largest places of worship in the city and an important stop for pilgrims. Like the cathedral, its bell tower is independent and the fifth tallest in France. Comprising 17 chapels, this vast and spacious nave embodies the wealth of the numerous guild associations that populated this district in the 15th century. Fléche Saint-Michel. La Flèche, the independent bell tower of Saint-Michel, rises to 114 meters. From its panoramic terrace, one can admire how the city and the river extend to the Landes region. Its underground crypt has long been the exhibition site for the Saint-Michel mummies, bodies exhumed from the old cemetery. This macabre scene fueled the morbid curiosity of Bordeaux's inhabitants and travelers such as Stendhal and Flaubert. The bell tower is currently closed for a major restoration project. Saint-Croix Church. The Saint-Croix Church is an impressive Gothic-style building located in the center of Bordeaux. Founded in the 13th century, it stands out for its elegant architecture and large size. Over the centuries, it has been restored and continues to be an important place of worship and heritage. Sacré-Coeur Church, Romanesque Byzantine style. This pilgrimage church was built by architect Jean-Jules Mondet, modeled after the one that crowns Montmartre. The two clocks on its facade were placed in honor of the visit of the young King Alfonso XIII of Spain in 1912. Saint-Bruno Church. The Church of Saint Bruno in Bordeaux is a beautiful example of Baroque architecture, built in the 17th century. It stands out for its impressive facade and its interior decorated with ornamental details, especially its main altar. Bourdeaux Synagogue. Built in 1878 by architect Charles Durand for the Jewish consistory of Bordeaux, it is one of the most beautiful synagogues in Europe. The architect employed eclecticism, blending medieval art with Eastern references. Another important monument is the Palais Rohan. At the end of the 18th century, Mériadeck de Rohan built the Palais Rohan, a monumental mansion with a courtyard and garden that he used as a residence, replacing the former Archbishop's Palace. This building served as the headquarters of the departmental government, Revolutionary Tribunal, Gironde Prefecture, Royal Palace, and finally, from 1837, the Town Hall. It houses a magnificent staircase, a masterpiece of stone carving. In this case, the entry is also included in the City Pass. Palais Gallien. The Palais Gallien is the only visible remnant of the Roman city of Burdigala. Built in the early 2nd century AD, this amphitheater was very large. Located on the outskirts of the ancient city, near main access roads, it could accommodate over 20,000 spectators in wooden bleachers. The city officials organized various games here for all the inhabitants. Finally, we recommend the following museums in the city, which offer free entry with the City Pass. Bassins des Lumières, the largest digital art center in the world, located in the submarine base, features monumental, immersive exhibitions. In 4 docks of this imposing World War II relic, digital exhibitions are held, specially designed and adapted to the iconic architecture of the place. If you have time, don't hesitate to visit. The museum is open from 10 a.m. every day from February to December. The exhibitions are temporary. Different exhibitions are usually shown in the morning and afternoon. The City Pass includes access to only one exhibition of your choice. Don't miss our walking tour and discover the wonder of these lights, images, and stories told through an absolutely unique experience. Cité du Vin. La Cité du Vin is a unique cultural leisure destination in the world, where the soul of wine is expressed through an immersive and sensory approach, at the heart of evocative architecture. Thanks to digital and interactive technologies, the permanent exhibition immerses visitors in the world of wine and highlights vineyards from around the globe. A spectacular, original, and unforgettable journey. The entrance includes a glass of wine on the terrace. Don't miss our next video, where we'll share tips on how to make the most of every glass of wine, even if you're not an expert. Musée d'Aquitaine. This museum is one of the largest museums in the history of the province. With the museum's collections, you can take a journey through the past, from prehistory to the 18th century, the golden age of the city. Musée du Vin et du Négoce. This museum is dedicated to the wine trade in Bordeaux. It is located in an old business built in 1720 by an Irish businessman. The visit takes place in the cellars and ends with a tasting of 2 wines. Museum and Fine Arts Gallery. The museum allows you to get closer to the great names of European painting, Matisse, Picasso, Renoir, Rubens, among others, as well as the painters of Bordeaux. In case walking through this incredible city has made you hungry, don't hesitate to stop by the Capucines Market. Nicknamed the Stomach of Bordeaux, the ancient Capucines Market invites you to fill your basket with fresh, regional, and often organic products. This is a great place to buy some cannelé de Bordeaux, a typical local pastry. Maison Gobineau, wine bar. With its neoclassical decor, artwork, and contemporary furniture, the Maison Gobineau provides the perfect setting for another gastronomic break. The 30 reference wine labels on the menu, which changes regularly, along with the wise advice from the sommeliers, make it a place highly regarded and appreciated by both tourists and locals. As an extra, we recommend visiting Saint-Emilion, known for its winemaking tradition and medieval preservation. We've reached the end of this video, which summarizes everything we know about this charming city. We invite you to walk its streets, explore the interiors of its monuments, and experience its sounds in our walking tour. But don't forget to visit the city to discover all its details. If you found this video helpful and the information here helped you plan your own trip to Bordeaux, or if you simply enjoyed it, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel to explore more cities. It really helps us out. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.